everyone, and welcome to the Mortuary. I am the Mortician, and today I have a recent albums pickup. But before we get into that, I'd like to apologize for a couple of things. Firstly, for using my phone's microphone. I can't use my Tascam right now. I don't know if you guys could tell on the flea market videos, but during those videos there were some really strange cuts. And that was because that there was a point where either Reaper or the Tascam just stopped working really weirdly. They just, for whatever reason, just stopped working. So I had to, make these weird cuts. Because what would happen is it would speed up the audio for a second or just dip out and then come back in, and I had to, it was stupid. It got out of sync in like 3 or 4 different areas. So it's just a pain in the ass to use that right now. I need to troubleshoot. Secondly, I apologize for being away for so long. You guys know, if you've been with my channel for a while, that I live what we'll deem a pretty busy life. I have I have a hard time, lately. It's been my life's not exactly going the best right now. So, I need to take breaks when I need to take breaks, so I don't get mentally exhausted and give you guys content that's lackluster, like those top 5 videos. I mean, I enjoy making them. I like talking about my collection, my least favorite games and my most favorite games, so I'll probably do those. But honestly, I can't keep doing those every week because, once again, it feels like a cop-out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to upload this today, which is Sunday. This is going to be up whenever this is done on Sunday. And then Thursday, I probably won't upload anything because it's around my birthday. We'll just take it, I guess you could say we'll just take it video by video. I'll upload a little bit more sporadically or whatever, but I think that's just for the best as of right now until I figure out what's going on. So, now that all that stupid bullshit's out of the way, let's get right into today's video, which is a recent album pickup. Starting with Dio's Sacred Heart. This is a pretty good album. There's not really much to say about it. It's just, it's run-of-the-mill Dio. It sounds really good. So there's not really much to say about it. So, cool shit. Awesome. The next thing, though, this was a complete and total shot in the dark. I bought this cassette simply because of the name attached to it. That's it. I knew nothing about the band prior. I didn't know any of their other releases, of which I think there's one demo. But I became incredibly surprised by what I found, and that is Fuzz Lord's self-titled record. The way I could describe Fuzz Lord is it's like stoner metal meets punk, and it sounds really, really good. I really enjoy it. Everything about it. The riffs are absolutely awesome. The vocals are really, really good as well. Just in general, this record is really good, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm so glad I picked this up just on a whim. Like, they deserve, I think I paid like $6 for it, and they totally deserve whatever they get out of that $6, because it's really awesome. You guys should definitely check these guys out. I believe they have a Bandcamp, I'm not 100% sure, but you should check these guys out. And to prove my point about the bridging between like punk and stoner metal, you should listen to the song The Warriors Who Reign. It sounds really, really good. Definitely check that song out. So let's get into vinyls. I actually have a lot here. I have 7 vinyls actually to get to, so let's get right into them. First thing we have here is Mourn's Shadows. These guys are actually a local band. I don't know how to describe Mourn. They're I guess you would call them a doom outfit, or a sludge doom outfit. It's just, I guess that's the best way to describe them, but in all honesty, they just sound like themselves. Like, honestly, there are no other bands that sound like Mourn, which is really, really good. I definitely enjoy this record. The production is pretty freaking awesome on this, and it's just everything about it. Like, you look at this cover art, and it's like, the guy at Armageddon, we're saying, like, yeah, they sound like the cover art looks, and yeah, definitely, it's their sound is like super dark and just desolate and just so fucking good. It's just like hopeless. It's awesome. And I definitely recommend you check these guys out. These guys, I believe, are actually on Bandcamp, so you should definitely pop over there, give them a listen, and possibly buy this record or their new record, which I do not remember what their new record is, but they do have a new record out, and I think it dropped like Friday or whatever. Next, we have what can be considered a pretty freaking classic rock record, and that is Jethro Tull's Aqualung. I fucking love this record. How do I describe Jethro Tull's Aqualung? If you were to take the best things from folk music and the best things from rock and the best things from like arena rock with the keyboards and whatnot, and you put them in a pot, that's what you get Jethro Tull. It's just the best of everything. I mean, they have some really awesome flute passages. They have some pretty good keyboards and just sound effects and whatnot, samples. Absolutely awesome riffage, by the way, too. Some really killer riffs are on here for being a rock record. And that guitar's not really being a focal point all that often. It's an absolutely awesome record. Very powerful, too. Like, there are some pretty good vocal melodies, I guess you can call them, that just really speak to my soul, and it's super awesome, and it's really experimental. I definitely recommend you check this album out. If you haven't, a good song, probably my favorite song, is the title track, Aqualung. It kind of has all that stuff I was talking about. Definitely awesome. It's not colored, neither was Mourn, but this is the first pressing, but there is some pretty cool art on the inside. So, I definitely like the artist. Whoever did the art for this was really good. Super awesome record. Definitely recommend. Now, the next record I'm going to show you is yet another record I kind of took a shot in the dark on. I only ever heard one song off this record. One song. And it sounds pretty awesome. But if I show you the cover art, you're probably going to think of either two things. You're probably going to either think they're a porno grind band or they're a slam metal band, just because of the nature of the cover art. And I'm going to tell you that is not the case. This is Impaled's The Dead Still Dead Remain. This fucking record is awesome. And to further the idea that this could potentially be either a porno grind or a slam metal band, I'm going to read you 3 songs. So we have Feces of Death, not Faces, Feces of Death, Immaculate Defecation, and Fecal Rights. This band basically sings about shit. So what do they sound like? They're not a porno grind band. They're not a slam metal band. What are they? What if I were to fucking tell you that this band is basically old Carcass? Like, if Carcass was still doing gore grind, this is what that band sounds like. Yeah, that's what this is. This is like old Carcass, like Necrotism or something like that. That's what this is, and it's absolutely fucking phenomenal. I was blown away by this record. My friend couldn't believe what it sounded like, and it was funny because it's like he was telling me about how, like, oh my god, every time I take a chance on a record it sounds like shit, but you buy something like this and it's awesome. It's such a good record. If you like Carcass, you will like this band. You will love this fucking band. It's absolutely amazing. And of course, because feces is such a big thing with these guys, it basically looks like someone took a shit on this vinyl. Like, I can't really show it that well. Oh my god, there's a big piece of hair there. I can't really show it that well. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. No, I don't think I can show it that well. It's basically like a poop brown, but it looks black because of the camera. It's basically like a poop brown with like some slightly more red or green mixed in. It's really fucking strange. Next, we move on to yet another gore grind band. Probably one of my favorites. One of the bands, well, actually the band that got me into gore grind again. Because like when I was younger, I really liked the genre, but as I got older, I was like tired of it. And these guys revitalized it. And this record is Exhumed's Slaughter Cult. If you're not familiar with Exhumed, once again, they're just a straight gore grind band. And arguably for gore metal and Slaughter Cult, probably one of the best. Matt Harvey's voice is just one of a kind, and we have Raw Sewage isn't on this record. I can't remember who does the deeper vocals. I think it's Mike Beams. Yeah, I think it is Mike Beams. Does a great job doing the lower vocals. Absolutely stunning work. If you've never really listened to Exhumed and you want something to check out, definitely look up. What is it? What song is it? I think it's called. There's actually like 4 different vinyls, so you have to give me a second here. Rehearsal Practice. Nope. Rest Forever. It's I believe it's called Slave to the Casket is a song I'm thinking of. It's absolutely fucking awesome. Speaking about absolutely fucking awesome, you want to see something? You want to see this vinyl? I'm sure you do. You want to see this? Because this is probably one of the coolest looking vinyls I own. Like, it's really cool. Are you ready for this? This is the second disc, and it's shaped like a fucking saw blade. That's awesome. That's fucking cool, man. I absolutely love it. The first vinyl looks just like this, but it's just a regular vinyl, so. Now let me try to put this away. As you can see, as awesome as it is, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to put away. But I absolutely love that vinyl, the way this vinyl looks. I'm just going to set this off to the side. I can't do that. But yeah, it's a pain in the balls. Like I said, gatefolds are just a pain in the ass to put away. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna continue. We're just gonna put it in there like that. Next, this is actually a pretty good band. This is called, I think this band is Die Adder, I think is what it's called. I believe they're a German black metal band. But they're actually pretty good. It's Odium's Spring, I think. It's a pretty good record, honestly. It's a little disappointing. They actually released this on Bandcamp, and I heard it, and it was like one of the first things I added to my Bandcamp. But honestly, after actually buying the record, because I didn't buy it on Bandcamp, I put it on my wish list, but actually buying the record, it's just okay. It does nothing that's amazing. It's just okay black metal with some pretty okay keyboards. And I have to say that this is a little disappointing. It's like the thing is wet. Here, let me just do that one of these. None of my other vinyls cases are so fucking thin that they fold like this. This is the only vinyl thing that I hold, that I have, that bends like this if you just hold it by a corner. And then one of the weirdest things I've ever gotten from a band in a record is just simply just a picture of them. Just a picture of them. It's the same picture they have on the back. Like, exact same picture that they have on the back. Usually when bands slip a photo like this in, they sign it. Like Hecate and Throne. That Hecate and Throne thing I showed a while ago, they signed that. Like, I have their signatures and a thank you from the band for purchasing that record. This, they just threw in a picture. Like, why? What the fuck is the point? I feel like that they were supposed to sign it but didn't, because it's a limited run vinyl. I have number 77 out of 500. So it's really, really weird to get that. And it also has a really strange thing where, like, you know, there's picture like this, but the vinyl comes out of this side. So, like, to put it away, I have to put it away like this. It's just, there's a lot of questionable things they did. They've clearly never done a vinyl release before. I can just tell because of how low quality everything is about this. When I pulled it out of the paper for the first time, it was so staticky that it took actual strength. Like, I had to, like, do one of these to get it out. That's how much static was on that vinyl. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So it's an okay record, but, like, everything about this vinyl purchase is just meh. So, a little disappointed in this. Next, this is a pretty awesome black and death metal record, and that is Blasphemy's Fallen Angel of Doom. Once again, if you guys aren't familiar, Blasphemy could probably be titled one of the first, if not the first, blackened death metal band. This album dropped in 1990, and that's not including any of the demos that they had previously. So it's really interesting to get this record. I picked it up for like $22 or whatever, and it's so sick. It's the most primal record I have, I think, because it's like, you just blast beats and just, it's so hectic. It's so fucking evil and wicked. I can't even begin to describe how like blasphemous it is. It's fucking awesome. Fallen Angel of Doom, you can just listen to the title track and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Absolutely killer record by a killer band, and I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad because the last time I went to Armageddon, not this time, but the last time before last, they had this record, and I was worried that they would sell it, but they didn't, which I'm super happy about because, once again, I'm just glad to have it. It's one of those classic black and death metal records. It's absolutely amazing. And lastly, we end on, I think you could call this band a melodic death metal group. And that is Amorphous' Tales from the Thousand Lakes. What do I say about this band? This band has an interesting history. Like, this is a pretty freaking amazing record, I'm not gonna lie. Just the guitar work and whatnot, and some really cool, once again, keyboards and clean singing. It's done really well, and the production is really well too. I think this is actually remastered. I think this is a remastered, or they might have just repressed it on vinyl and that was it. Just a vinyl repressing, which is definitely possible. Which, either way, it sounds really, really good. Once again, I've listened to their newer stuff. Like, I've heard stuff like The Wanderer and Death of a King, and that's pretty good, but I don't think it even comes close to this record. It's just, it's the right amount of weird, it's the right amount of clean singing, and the right amount of just everything. They do everything right with this record. And that's why pretty much everyone who listens to it, considers it a classic, because it is. It just does so much right. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Once again, the production is absolutely amazing. They just did such a good job on this record. I mean, you can look up the whole record and you probably won't be disappointed, but if I had to recommend a song, I'd probably say either Black Winter Day or Into Hiding. Those are some pretty good songs. So, thank you guys for watching. Have you listened to any of these records? I know I had a lot of vinyl this time. A lot more than I usually do, because, like, it might seem like I buy a lot of vinyl. It's because I do, but, like, usually when I go, I only buy like 1 or 2 vinyls. But because it's been so long since I last uploaded one of these, that hasn't been the flea market. I've just been, like, building up vinyls and whatnot. Unfortunately, no CDs, but what can you do, you know? So, Thank you guys for watching. Please tell me if you listen to any of this stuff in the comments. And once again, check out some of these bands. I definitely recommend it. So, Mortician, peace out.